Hello there, and welcome to another Starfield video. Today we're taking a look at a mod called Valiant, a vanilla plus skill overhaul. So basically what this mod does is it overhauls all of the perks or skills in Starfield in a more meaningful, logical, and impactful bonuses, as well as moving skills across the different tiers and threes. So it unlocks new playstyles, but still feels familiar. Very few skills are left untouched. So some of the ideas they had coming into this, working with these skills, if you agree with these, you'll probably enjoy them. Avoid descriptions that don't describe perks very well. Slightly increased, noticeably increased. I do agree with that. I hate when games do that, where it's like, oh, there's a slight increase. Like, give me the stats, please. Unique effects are more fun than stat increases, but they have to be good and make sense. You shouldn't be forced to pick up useless effects and skills you enjoy. A prominent example is the targeting buff for ship perks that you might not even be using targeting in the first place. The 4 perks should be an upgrade on a tier 1 perks, but not just in terms of strength. They should always be an S tier for the playstyle and worth rushing as soon as possible. There are a few ways you can buff a bad or boring skill, either buffing the stat, adding more interesting effects, combining them with other bad or boring skills that make sense, or making them available early. Multiple of these can apply on top at once too. So yeah, so basically overhauls the skills. So we're gonna give it a go because I just looking and I'm like, this is pretty cool. So yeah, let's check it out. We'll be right back. We're gonna jump in game and check out the perks. All right, so we just loaded in, and this is just to FYI, this is a save that is over level 100. So I'm interested to see like how this will affect the perks, like if it's basically to see if you can, you know, if the perks have changed. So we're gonna load in. Okay, so I'm just going to double check. I'm just basically looking for some of the perks that kind of stand out a little bit. And then we're going to go through them all. Okay, cool. So we're gonna just kind of go through all the different perks, and I'm going to figure out if like what has changed and what hasn't. So we'll start off with the boxing perk. So boxing, unarmed attack does more damage or plus. Okay. So this has been changed. So this has increased. So instead of the base version is 25. This is 30. Tier 2 is 50. This is 60. Tier 3 75. So that basically just pumps up the damage a little bit, and also it shows the chance thing, which is really nice. The next one is fitness. Let's ignore any memes that may occur. So fitness, again, the base one is 10% more oxygen. This increased to 15, then from 20 up to 30, from 30 to 50, and then sprinting and power attacks now use 50% less oxygen. So again, this is just highlighting the fact that instead of less, it actually shows it. So stealth, has stealth changed? Let's look. So stealth adds a stealth meter, 25% harder to detect, suppress damage is an additional. So again, extra 5%. It's 5% in the base game. This is 15 or 10 with the mod. Upgrades stealth meter. So again, rank 2 gives us an extra 10%. So instead of they would be a base of 10, it's now 20. Tier 3 is 30 instead of 50. And tier 4 is 40 instead of 20. Doors interact with no longer alert enemies. Okay, cool. Weightlifting. I think weightlifting is just they just kind of increased it. So, no, they didn't. They didn't change weight. No, they did. They changed weightlifting briefly. So, tier 2 gives us the stagger resistance. Does that mean with tier 3 and 4, or with tier 4 and tier 2, we now have 75% resistance to stagger, which is kind of cool. Wellness, they did increase wellness a fair bit. So wellness initially used to be increase your max health. This now increases your max health, but also makes you 10% less addicted. So this basically 20% was base. The base mod or the base perk was 20% health. Now it also gives you 20% less addicted. 30 was the same, and now it just also makes you less addicted. And then they rank 4 instead of it used to be 40%. Now it's 50. And you're also less addicted, which is quite cool. So we'll do... Okay, so this has changed. So this used to be... Okay, so there used to be a perk here called Energy Dissipation, which I think got timed in. Okay, so Environmental Conditioning, which is a perk. So in the base perk, so what it was originally in the vanilla game, is 10 resistance. Now it's 30 to airborne. Rank 2 was 10 to thermal environment. Now it's 30. Rank 3 was 10 to corrosion radiation. Now 30. And then rank 4 was reduced chance to gain affliction. So now it's 20% chance. Okay, so they basically, this one stayed the same. Just obviously, they just increased it from 10 to 30, which I quite like. Next one is martial arts. Okay, so martial arts was actually moved. So martial arts used to be a tier 3. Now it's a tier 2. So martial arts, 15% crit. Yeah, that's the same. 15% disarmed. Yep, that is the same. While unarmed, you do... While unarmed or wielding a melee weapon, you take 20% less damage, 25%. So the base version used to be just 10% less damage. Now it's 25% less damage. You also get 25 increased crit. And then the rank 4 used to be reflect 50% damage while blocking. Well, also, so this also gives you an extra 25 crit. So basically with this perk, we get 50% more crit, which is really cool. Nutrition. I don't know if that's... Oh, nutrition isn't... Okay, nutrition was 1. So nutrition. Fruit and drinks are 25% more effective. So that used to be 10. Tier 2 used to be 20, is now 50. Tier 3 used to be 30, is now 75, and Tier 4 is now 100 instead of 50%. So that's some good changes. I will say I quite like the changes so far. Like, they've been very, like, kind of balanced, you know, like, rank 4 food being 50%, you know, 100% I think is a lot better. Makes sense, because some of the food can be a pain in the ass to make. Next one is pain tolerance. So I believe pain tolerance has, yeah, so pain tolerance has combined with energy weapon dissipation, so they're basically the same. So pain tolerance used to be 5% less physical damage reduction, or 5% less damage basically, and then energy weapon used to be the same, 5%. So now it's 10. Energy and physical are now reduced by 20. It used to be 10 for both of them, for the energy and the physical. Rank 3 used to be 15, it's now 30. And then rank 4 used to be 25% chance to reflect damage back when you're below health. Now it's 10% chance to ignore physical, 10% chance to reflect enemy damage when your health is below 1/3. Okay, that's cool. So they changed that slightly, so because it used to be you have a 25% chance to reflect damage when you were below 50%, so now you're below 1/3, which is more advisable. Let's check the next one. So we're on, this is a cellular regeneration, which, that is a tier 3. Okay, so cellular regeneration. The rank 1 used to slightly increase chance to recover. Now it's 10%. 2 is moderately, now 20. 3 is noticeably, now it's 30. And then rank 4, 20% of chance of not gaining an injury when you otherwise would. So now it's 50% chance to recover from injuries and 25% to not get an injury. So I don't know if like they tweaked this stat or if this is just what it was, because slightly, moderately, and noticeably could be 10, 20, 30. So we'll check the next one. Decontamination. God, I just got flashbacks to Mass Effect. Decontamination in progress. Decontamination. So again, rank 1 was slightly increased from infections naturally. Rank 2 moderately. Rank 3. This one doesn't look like it's changed at all. Okay, that's not too bad. Gymnastics. Now that's an interesting one. So gymnastics was moved from an advanced, so it used to be up here. Now it is down here, so it's a tier 3. So base gymnastics used to be unlock the ability to combat slide and take 15% less fall damage, so that's the same. So tier 2 was move faster in 0G and 20% less damage from fall. Now it's 30% less damage, and you move slightly faster. Okay, that's cool. So they got the 0G and then just made it as a whole one thing instead of 0G. Tier 3, become more stable while firing in 0G. Take 30% less damage, replenish O2 after mantling. So now it's take 50% less damage, 50% recoil reduction while firing, replenish some O2 after mantling. And then tier 3 was increase jump height, run faster after combat sliding or mantling. So double jump height, move faster, run much faster. Okay, so cool. So basically what they did with this is they just kind of added the move slightly faster, which I quite like. Now we're on to the concealment. So concealment, the base one was you no longer set off enemy mines. Rank sneak does 2.5 normal damage and melee does 4. That seems to be the same. Next one was running, and then it was 3 and 5. Yeah, that's the same. You gain a chameleon-like ability, 3.5 and 8. Yeah, that's the same. And then engaging in... Okay, so they didn't change this one. Okay, cool. Neural strikes. So neural strikes was 10% chance by base. Now it's 15. 2 was unarmed attacks do additional damage. That's the same. 3 was 20% chance to stun an enemy with an unarmed. Now it's 30%, and you deal 50% more damage with unarmed criticals. And then 4 was after stunning an enemy, you can knock down any enemy. That's the same. Cool, cool, cool. Oh, whoops. And then finally we have a rejuvenation. So base rejuvenation was slowly regen health out of combat, regen health out of combat, regen health much faster. They didn't change this at all. Okay, cool. Now we'll go to the next tree. We've got commerce. So commerce. Buy for 10%, sell for 5. Okay, so they swapped it. So it used to be buy for 5 and sell for 10. Now it's buy for 10, sell for 5. Buy for 10, 15. It's now buy for 20, sell for 10. Buy for 15 less, sell for 20 used to be. Now it's buy 30, sell 15. And then buy 40, sell 20 used to be. So yeah, that's a straight buff. Negotiation. Negotiation. Where is negotiation? Oh, negotiation. That's actually... Negotiation. This used to be a tier 2 perk. Now it's tier 1. So you can now access bribes. Bribes are... Yeah, that's the same. That's been the same. So they didn't change that negotiation. They just kind of basically put it up one. Persuasion. So persuasion to persuasion change. So they added gain twice as much XP from successful persuasion. They kept the base perk. So they increased that. That used to be 20. Now it's 25. And you also gain more XP. The XP is new. That used to be 30. Now it's 40. And you gain 5 times more XP. And then 50% chance of successfully again. So that's quite cool. So that means you can get a lot of XP basically for doing them, which I quite like. Because that's one thing is if you're playing a more of a pacifist character, it's nice to get some more XP. Scavenging. We'll check scavenging. With scavenging, there's a chance you'll find extra credits in containers. There's a 60% chance you'll find extra credits. There's a chance you'll find extra ammo, 6%. So this basically just, like, again, I don't know if they like actually changed the stats or if they just showed what the chance was, and then tracked resources are highlighted. Extra carry weight, that's new. The extra carry weight is new. So we'll check theft, and then what we'll do is we'll kind of pick and choose. So 20% greater chance used to be 10, now it's 20. That used to be 30, now it's 35. That used to be 50, or no, that is 50. Now pickpocket holes. Okay, cool, cool. So now we'll look at some other ones. So there's one here I've seen. Where was it? Where was it? Piracy. So I think piracy is new. Okay, yeah, piracy is a new one. So you can now detect more information about ships in space. Ships are 10%. Ships 10% stronger will automatically surrender to piracy demands. Enemy contraband scans are less effective. You can now detect more information, so ships are 20% stronger. So this is basically like, this is just for piracy, which is really cool. You gain better information. Ships are 30% stronger. Will surrender, and then you gain a complete list of cargo on ships in space. Enemy contraband. So that's quite cool. So they've changed that up a bit. I'm just looking at some other ones. Isolation, did they change that? Don't think they changed that. Leadership. Let me check leadership to see if they changed. Leadership used to be down here. Now it's there. So, okay, so they changed it. So instead, rank 1, they added the extra XP gain. So before it was just 25. That's the same. That's the same. Doubles the combat bonus. Okay, yeah, that's all the same. But see, I'm just looking for. Okay, let's go over here. So this is I think this rapid reloading. Is that a new one? Okay, so rapid reloading is a new one, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, this is a new one. Rapid reloading. Reload all weapons 10% faster, 2% chance of hitting enemies to increase reload speed for all weapons. But that's kind of cool. Reload weapons 20% faster, 4% chance to hit enemies. Reload weapons 30% chance, 50% chance to avoid getting staggered while reloading. Reload weapons 40% faster, 8% chance to increase reload speed. That's quite cool. So I'm wondering, do these like buff one another? So is it 8% chance or is it 8 plus 4 plus 2? You see lasers, ballistics. Did they change the ballistics? I don't think they changed ballistics, but I will check. Oh no, they did. They did. Cool. So it used to be 10, now it's 20. And then that 2 used to be 20, is now 30. 2 used to be 30, is now 40. And then ballistic weapon range. It used to be range, now it's fire rate, which is kind of cool. I quite like that. What else we got? Sharpshooting. Okay, that's. Just looking at these ones. Okay, so this one got changed. So the geology, I know this was one of the ones that was geology. The geology used to be get more common and uncommon. You can now detect. The new one is you can now detect unique inorganic resources. Tier 2 is you can now detect rare. 3 is exotic. So that basically means that you can see them on the planet, which is quite cool. That's like pretty big. Surveying. Does surveying do anything? Don't believe so. Zoology. No, that didn't change anything. Weapon engineering. Nope. Oh, you now get 8 extra units of power. That's awesome. Okay. So that one, electronic fusion, used to cap out at 5. So it used to be 1, 2, 3, and 5. Now it's 2, 4, 6, 8. That's really cool. That 3 extra power, you may be thinking that's only 3 extra power comes in, but that could be very nice. Astrophysics. Is that how astrophysics works? Okay, astrophysics was moved down 1. Astrophysics used to be here, now it's here. So, okay, so yeah, they just moved it around. That was the saying in the description of the mod. They were trying to put kind of the perks that you kind of want closer, you know, so you don't have to kind of put as much effort into it. And then let's check these. So we'll just double check. So I'm assuming these are all going to be the same, but we're just going to double check. So it originally used to be ballistic weapons were increased, and there were 20% less to use in targeting mode. So this is the thing too, is the mod author in the description says that some people don't use targeting mode, so I think they just dropped the targeting mode. So instead of 10% increased damage, it's now 15. Instead of 20% damage increase and 15 charger, it's 30 and 30. Instead, it used to be 30-30, now it's 50-50. And then ballistic weapons do 50% more damage to individual. That's the same. Okay, so I'm assuming all the weapon ones are going to be all the same. That hasn't changed. Energy weapons, yeah, the exact same with energy weapons. Payloads, I think payload is the same. Oh, payload was moved, actually. Payload used to be here. Now it's here, which is really cool. And did they change payloads? They did change payloads. So tier 1 of payloads, rank 1 used to be 10, now it's 20. Rank 2 used to be 20, now it's 40. Rank 3 used to be 30, it's now 60, and rank 4 it was at 50%, now it's 100%, so that's really cool. Security, I don't think they changed. No, they didn't change security. Astrodynamics, that Astrodynamics used to be in this tree here. Now it's there instead. Did they change Astrodynamics? Shall we see? So Astrodynamics used to be increased the jump drive by 15, and now it's 25. Reduce the fuel cost by 15, now it's 25. This also decreases the grav jump calculation time. That's really cool, so that means you jump faster. 3 used to be increased jump range and reduce fuel cost by 30, it's now 50. And then 4 was reduce fuel cost, it's now by 50, now it's 70. And also the time, that's really cool, I quite like that. Engine systems, don't think they changed much with the engine systems. Let me just check. Where's the engine systems on this? Okay, so engine systems used to be... Okay, so it used to be 10%, now it's 30%, and you turn quicker. So the turn is basically they buff the speed and they give you turn. 2 used to be ship boost is longer and has a shorter cooldown, now 30% longer, so they're showing you the stats. And then the third tier was your ship speed is increased by 20%, now its previous bonuses are doubled. So that means that your speed is 60%, I'm assuming, and you 20% faster, and then 60%. And then while boosting, enemies disengage you. Yeah, so that's the same as before. Missile weapons, yep, same. Piloting. Increase ship turning rate and maneuverability. Is that what rank 2 piloting used to do? Yeah, no, rank 2 piloting used to do the same. Let me see. Shields. So let me check shields. Did shields change? Shields hasn't been changed. Shields stays this. Oh, they just basically show you the percentage. So it used to be your shield will occasionally resist damage. Now it shows the 5%. Starship design, yeah, we know that one. Boost back assault training. Particle beam and okay, so yeah, so all in all, like really cool perk addition. Quite balanced, I will say. There's nothing in here that kind of screams like, oh, this is overpowered. And I feel like it would just like enhance the playthrough. I'm definitely going to enable this and kind of play around with it. It adds to my my list of like mods I use. But yeah, so awesome job. There's another mod that I'm going to be checking out. It's going to be similar skills. A little bit teaser here. It's Starborn skills. So that should pair well with this. Look out for that. And well, I hope it'll pair well with this. That being said, I'll double check beforehand. I don't think it does. The other mod, I'll be like I said, I'll be talking about it in a future video. But this mod itself, this awesome mod. Let me know if you guys are rocking it. And is there any kind of changes you like? I will say I like the addition of kind of the extra addiction thing is quite cool. And then obviously having the piracy perk is really cool. Like I feel like that's, I mean, that just kind of opens up a completely new way to play. Because you can pirate in the game, but it's kind of, you know, meh. But that'll make it more fun. But yeah, as always, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.